Good evening and welcome to California Today. I'm David Lamb. Let's take a look at today's stories. California is implementing new water conservation mandates. People would be prohibited from using drinking water to clean surfaces or driveways and watering their lawns within 48 hours of rain. Beverly Hills is joining the effort to recall the district attorney. The city council voted on a resolution during Tuesday's council meeting. The virus has infected hundreds of LA firefighters and police officers. Right now, the state is dealing with a surge in infections like no other. NTD's Miguel Moreno has the mayor's response.
Los Angeles has a problem on its hands. As of January 5th, about 500 police officers and 300 firefighters are quarantining after testing positive for COVID-19.
These are big numbers. Numbers that are reflecting the staffing challenges that all of us face, whether it's in the private sector, the public sector, and across all of our city departments.
California is dealing with an infection surge of a height never before seen in the state. According to the CDC, California on Tuesday counted 165,000 new cases. That's more than double the record number of daily cases reported last January.
But I'm here today with a clear message when it comes to public safety. Both LAPD and LAFD have maintained staffing levels that are needed to keep Angelenos safe.
The mayor urged people to get vaccinated against COVID. Miguel Moreno, NTD News.
In an effort to conserve more water, residents will soon be temporarily prohibited from using water in certain situations when it rains and other forms of usage. The move comes despite record-breaking snowfall in December. Here's NTD's Eileen Ang with the details.
During a meeting on Tuesday, the California State Water Board announced mandatory water restrictions for this year. The board cited that California is still in a drought despite record-breaking winter storms. Restrictions include using water for ornamental landscapes when it's raining, using drinking water to clean hard surfaces or driveways, washing vehicles without an automatic shutoff nozzle, cleaning streets, and irrigating a turf within 48 hours of a quarter-inch of rain.
The decision was made back in, I think it was the end of November, because of the extremely dry conditions that we were seeing, that it was an appropriate time to move forward with some of these restrictions.
According to the board, the recent storms helped the dry weather conditions, but the state is still experiencing moderate to exceptional drought.
Despite all of the good weather that we've had, of course, we can't assume that that'll continue to be the case. So I think it's important that we continue forward with consideration of the proposed regulations.
The prohibitions also ensure that homeowners associations, cities, and counties don't unlawfully restrain homeowners from taking water conservation actions. This applies to individuals, businesses, and public agencies. The mandate can be enforced through warning letters, water audits, or fines of up to $500. The mandate may go in effect in mid-January and remain in place for 1 year unless extended, modified, or removed. Last October, Governor Gavin Newsom declared an emergency drought proclamation. It encouraged the Water Board to implement conservation measures by prohibiting certain wasteful water uses. A similar mandate was issued during the last severe drought in 2014. Eileen Ang, NTD News, California.
The Port of Los Angeles is known as the nation's busiest port. After facing supply chain congestion from lockdowns, one terminal started using artificial intelligence to improve operations. Artificial intelligence from the quantum computing company SavantX is being used to increase cargo efficiency at a terminal at the Port of LA. According to SavantX, its hyper-optimization nodal efficiency engine, also known as HONE, was first deployed in 2020 with Phoenix Marine Services at Pier 300. It used quantum technology to make predictions, helping with supply chain operations. SavantX told NTD they're currently providing the port with over 30% improvement in unloading container ships, sorting tens of thousands of containers, and efficiently placing containers on the right trucks or trains. HONE searches for possible improvement strategies using robotic variation of simulations. Port Technology International reported that some of the world's largest ports, such as Singapore, Rotterdam, and Hamburg, also have employed AI to improve operations. David Lamb, NTD News, California. Beverly Hills is joining the effort to recall the Los Angeles District Attorney. City Council members gave their perspectives and voted on the issue during a council meeting. We hear more from NTD's Cynthia Kai.
The Beverly Hills City Council voted unanimously on January 4th to support the recall of Los Angeles County District Attorney George Gascón. In a statement following the vote, Beverly Hills spokesperson Keith Sterling cited the recent rise in smash-and-grab theft and other crimes throughout the city. Gascón's office and the Beverly Hills Police Department did not respond to requests for a comment by airtime. During the meeting, the police chief expressed concern over several of Gascón's special directives.
That's not surprising because one of the special directives, number 2007, declining the declination policy directive, lists 12 serious misdemeanor crimes that essentially the DA's office will not file on if there's no extenuating circumstances.
For 1 year up to December 7th, 2021, Chief Steinbruch said the police department filed 839 cases, 346 of which were misdemeanors. The DA's office rejected almost 200 of the cases filed. The vice mayor attributes the lack of criminal prosecution to Gascón.
If you're going to do a crime in our city, we will catch you. The problem is, as I see it, under this district attorney, we'll catch you, and this district attorney will release you.
The mayor says the current situation cannot wait until the next scheduled election.
It has reached a point that the safety of our residents, also of our businesses, is being imperiled by District Attorney Gascón's policies, and he has not been responsive to calls to change those policies.
Under Gascón's leadership, city policies eliminate cash bail for some crimes, do not prosecute suspects for misdemeanor crimes, and prison sentences have been reduced for hate, guns, and gangs.
This all came because, as voters, we did not understand the consequences of Gascón AB 109, which we didn't vote for, but our electeds did in Sacramento, Props 47 and Prop 57, which actually passed the general electorate. We have to be careful going forward that that stuff doesn't happen again.
A group of victims of crimes launched the Recall Gascón Now effort on December 6, 2021, and is the second attempt to remove him from office after the first failed to collect enough signatures. If the county approves this new recall petition, organizers will have 160 days to collect more than 580,000 signatures from registered voters to put the recall on the ballot. Cynthia Kai, NTD News, California.
State leaders are proposing universal health care funded by taxes from individuals and businesses. NTD's Eileen Ang brings us more.
California is looking to be the first state in the nation to provide universal health care. Together, Assembly Bill 1400 and Assembly Constitutional Amendment 11 are the groundwork for the health care change. Authors propose to fund it through taxes.
The reality is that our healthcare system has been broken for decades and has gotten increasingly more costly, with Californian workers and employers more and more picking up the tab of spiraling out-of-control costs.
Ash Kalra, an assembly member from San Jose, proposed the bill last February. Its goal is to guarantee comprehensive, high-quality health care to all Californians as a human right. ACA 11 would propose taxes to fund CalCare through a gross receipts tax, payroll tax, and a personal income tax on those who make more money. Those earning more than $49,900 a year will have a payroll tax. The bill uses a progressive tax model, with those who have a taxable income of more than $2.5 million being charged 2.5%. People in the lowest income bracket would not need to pay more taxes. The bill will be sent to the Assembly Health Committee for a vote first, and if it passes, then to the Assembly and later Senate. As of 2021, there are about 2.7 million Californians who don't have health insurance. Eileen Ang, NTD News, California.
A 65-year-old man from Yuba City was paralyzed after police officers used pain compliance when he allegedly resisted arrest. The man is now suing the police, 2 hospitals, and the city. And just as a warning, some of the following footage contains profanity and graphic images that may be disturbing to some viewers.
Gregory Gross is suing Yuba City police officers, the city, and 2 hospitals for allegedly breaking his neck during an arrest. Gross says he was paralyzed after being forced to the ground during a traffic stop in April 2020. He is currently facing a jury trial in March. He is charged with misdemeanor DUI, hit and run, and resisting arrest during a traffic stop nearly 2 years ago. Recently released police body camera footage shows an officer twisting Gross's handcuffed arms and forcibly seating him on a lawn. Another officer can be heard telling Gross to stop resisting.
It's called paying compliance. When you stop resisting...
Ow! I'm not resisting!
Gross can be heard repeatedly and profanely insisting he is in pain.
Ow! Quit f***ing arm!
And later saying he can't feel his legs. Upon arriving at the hospital, Gross can be seen handcuffed to a bed and nose bloodied. Gross received medical treatment at the hospital. Police can be heard discussing the incident.
Well, he didn't quite have a normal reflex either, but he's kind of on drugs.
Gross ultimately required 2 surgeries to fuse his spine.
Not the way I envisioned my later years in life, you know. I can't write, I can't open my hands to grab anything because the injury caused paralysis in my fingers.
In 2 separate lawsuits, Gross is suing medical workers at the Rideout Memorial Hospital in Marysville and UC Davis Medical Center. A second lawsuit claims Yuba City police officers Joshua Jackson, Scott Hansen, and Nathan Livingston and Yuba City are responsible for paralyzing him.
4 new BART stations are under construction in Santa Clara. 6 miles of track will be laid through parts of Silicon Valley for the new project.
The Santa Clara Valley Transportation Authority announced an extension to the Bay Area Rapid Transit System, also known as BART, on January 5th. The project will extend service to Santa Clara University, with the final station near Mineta San Jose International Airport. When the project completes, it will connect the 3rd and last major Bay Area airport to be joined into the BART system.
I think we need to have a way to kind of connect the city of Santa Clara to this area that a lot of people feel that isn't Santa Clara. And I think that it needs to be represented, and it also needs to have that kind of connection.
Stations will also be built at San Jose University, which will provide access to City Hall as well. The 6-mile extension will add 4 new stations to the line.
Going back to also the traffic, it's just so bad. I mean, you know, if you have a BART station there, you have housing, and you have Costco, it's going to be a nightmare. And I know our residents deal with that nightmare. So we don't want to make it worse for our residents, and we don't want to make it bad for also San Jose residents as well.
The VTA's website said it is the largest single public infrastructure project ever constructed in Santa Clara County. The Federal Transit Administration is footing roughly 25% of the $9.15 billion expected cost. The rest of the funds will come from state and local sources. Geotechnical work began near the SAP Center on Tuesday. Locals should expect sidewalk and parking closure in the area. The VTA warned that the ground may vibrate at times as well. Once construction is completed, testing is expected to begin between 2028 and 2030.
Oscar-nominated director Peter Bogdanovich died early this morning at his home in Los Angeles. Bogdanovich, the ascot-wearing cinephile and director of 1970s black and white classics like The Last Picture Show and Paper Moon, passed away at age 82. His daughter, Antonia Bogdanovich, said he died Thursday morning of natural causes. He was considered part of a generation of young new Hollywood directors. His portrayal of a small, dying town in The Last Picture Show in 1971 earned him 2 Oscar awards with 8 nominations. He became a star at age 32. His Depression-era road trip film, Paper Moon, won 10-year-old Tatum O'Neal an Oscar as well. Other directors, including Francis Ford Coppola and Guillermo del Toro, expressed their condolences over Bogdanovich's passing. Officials said Powerball tickets sold in Wisconsin and California were winners of the latest jackpot and will split $632 million.
I'm thrilled. I'm so happy for the winner. I'm excited to meet you. So unfortunately, we don't know who you are.
According to the Wisconsin Lottery on Thursday, the winning ticket was sold in Green Bay at a Citgo convenience store. The winner has not yet come forward. In Sacramento, the winning Powerball ticket was sold at a 7-Eleven. The prize amount for the ticket is shown to be $315 million. The other top winning ticket, which got 5 out of 5 numbers, was sold in South Pasadena at a Chevron gas station. That person won about $1.3 million. Now to NTD's Thomas Christian for an update on sports.
I'm Thomas Christian, and this is the California Today Sports Roundup. The U.S. women's national team will face the Czech Republic, New Zealand, and Iceland at the She Believes Cup next month in their first matches of a busy 2022, during which they hope to qualify for both the 2023 Women's World Cup and the 2024 Paris Olympics. The reigning world champions, who top FIFA's ranking, faced 24th ranked Czech Republic on February 17th and number 22 New Zealand on February 20th, both in Carson, California, before a February 23rd meeting with 16th ranked Iceland in Frisco, Texas, U.S. Soccer announced on Wednesday. The winner of the 4-team international tournament, which the U.S. women's national team have won the past 2 years, will be determined by total points. The tournament will serve as a valuable preparation ahead of July's 8-team CONCACAF World Championship that will produce 4 direct qualifiers for the 2023 Women's World Cup in Australia and New Zealand, as well as 1 automatic qualifier for the 2024 Olympics. Stephen Curry suffered a bruised quadriceps in their loss Wednesday night to the Dallas Mavericks. He said afterwards that he is not optimistic he will play in the Warriors' Thursday night matchup against the New Orleans Pelicans. Stephen Curry is still billed as the favorite to win the MVP this year, but has fallen into a massive shooting slump as of late. He has shot 31.4% from the field and 29.5% from three-point range in his last 5 games, a massive fall-off from his usual laser-sharp self. Hopefully, he takes this relatively minor injury as a way to reset and comes back to form in his return. The official starting quarterback of the 49ers, Jimmy Garoppolo, returned to practice Wednesday after a throwing session on Tuesday, testing out that thumb injury, and it went well. Garoppolo injured his thumb against the Tennessee Titans in Week 16, and Week 17 against the Texans was the second game he missed due to injury this season. Concerns about Garoppolo's ability to stay healthy are likely what led the 49ers to draft rookie QB Trey Lance, but Garoppolo has kept the starting job so far this season. Coming into the final week of the regular season, there has been speculation if head coach Kyle Shanahan trusts Trey Lance or Jimmy Garoppolo against the Los Angeles Rams. Trey Lance played a great game of football against a weaker Houston Texans side. The coaching staff has wanted a quarterback of Lance's ability for a long time now, but is he ready to take the next step? If the 49ers win the game, they make the playoffs. If they lose and the New Orleans Saints also lose in their contest against the Atlanta Falcons, they can also still make the playoffs. While it's not exactly a do-or-die situation, this Week 18 matchup will seal the fate of the 49ers. Garoppolo's health is a good sign, but we'll still have to watch and see if he starts this week. As always, I'm Thomas Christian, and thanks for tuning in.
And that's all for tonight. You can join us again on California Today every weekday at 8 p.m. If you have any news tips or ideas for our show, feel free to let us know. You can also find us on Facebook and Twitter. I'm David Lamb. Have a wonderful evening.